at the WNBA that Kathy Engelbert saw some of the ratings that I'm about to show you now and said, hey, Indiana Fever, can you do us a favor? Can you do us a solid? Can you just tease a Caitlin Clark return, kind of boost these up a little bit? One matchup, the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, the league's two most noticeable names on the court at the same time. Can you just dangle a Caitlin Clark return in front of the fans' faces, try to boost these ratings up a little bit? There was one matchup that this league can consistently rely on to produce massive viewership numbers.
Since Caitlin Clark's collapse, the WNBA has been dealing with its worst crisis in years. The ratings have fallen. Over 50% disappeared overnight.
This past Saturday, Angel Reese said, not even worth my time, I'm not showing up. She stayed home. Caitlin Clark out there signing autographs as she always does. And that's the predicament the WNBA now finds themselves in. Caitlin Clark has been out a month and 1 day. Angel Reese has been out for the last week and a half. This past Saturday, neither of them played on the court. This past Saturday was the lowest rating these two teams have had since Caitlin Clark has entered the league. The first time these two teams matched up this year, massive number.
Attendance, it appears that no one attended the clearance sale. Here's the true query, though. Is this evidence that the league relies too much on one star? Or is something far more significant occurring below the surface? Although the numbers are accurate, you might be surprised by the reasons behind them. Before we continue, I have a little favor for you. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. More than 98% of you see the videos without signing up. Although it doesn't cost you anything, it has a significant impact on us. Did you press the subscribe button then? Fantastic. Many thanks. Let's return to the video now.
Without Caitlin Clark, where does your excitement level lie with this Indiana Fever team? And with Caitlin Clark being absent from basketball activities, since Caitlin Clark is out from injury, has that impacted your excitement level with the rest of the teams in the W? And then every time since, that number has gone down, 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 down. So that asks the question. Out of sight, out of mind. You're not watching the Fever? You really don't care about the other teams either right now. You're watching the Fever? Yeah, I'll check out that team. I'll check out that team. But no Caitlin Clark, you're not too interested.
For a moment, picture the WNBA without its main draw. After being tipped off, audiences are disappearing more quickly than ticket stubs. We're talking about more than just a minor bump in the audience or a minor decline on TV, which makes it crazy. It seemed as though someone had cut the league's power supply the instant Caitlin Clark collapsed. The arena's empty seats and the chilly, flat statistics that appeared on national broadcasts were clear indicators of it. The WNBA appears to have lost half of its oxygen supply as soon as one player sits. The timing of Clark's injury couldn't have been worse. She was more than just a newcomer grabbing attention. Since opening night, she was the rookie who had been carrying the league's attention. Each game she played was an occasion. Individuals who had previously shown no interest in the WNBA were now paying attention.
Versus last year's season average on ABC. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, first time head-to-head this season, 2.7 million average viewers. 2.7 million average views on ABC. Peaked with 3.1 million viewers, up 115%. We saw the Caitlin Clark foul. We saw the Caitlin Clark triple-double. We saw the Chicago Sky get absolutely destroyed. We saw the investigation heard around the world all take place, all stem from this game.
Purchasing tickets and always sharing her highlights on social media. Then, in a split second, the experiment was over and she was gone. It served as a reminder of not just how brittle a professional athlete's body can be, but also how shaky the WNBA's entire business model is when it is centered so heavily on a single young star. And that brings up a question that many people are reluctant to ask. Does the league essentially function as a training wheel? What does that say about the foundation of professional women's basketball if the absence of one player can cause millions of people to switch the channel?
Saturday's Fever Sky WNBA regular season game averaged 1.92 million viewers on CBS, which at the time marked the 8th largest WNBA regular season audience since 2001 and the 10th largest including the playoff.
Was the improvement of the sport itself the main cause of this boom? Or was it just the brief display of the Caitlin Clark impact on the scoreboard? Here, let's examine the receipts. After Clark was sidelined, national TV ratings fell by over 50%. It's hardly a slight drop. That would essentially slash the audience in half overnight. This type of figure prompts sponsors, advertisers, and broadcasters to carefully review every clause in their contracts. We're not referring to a slow decline over the course of a season. This was harsh and happened right away. The moment she left the screen, the viewers who had been cheering her on vanished. It was even more difficult for her squad, the Indiana Fever. With her out of commission, her local broadcasts and highlighted national games saw a sharp decline of more than 53%. From that vantage point, it would still not draw as many viewers to the TV even if every other player on the team were playing the finest basketball of their lives. The brand, the team's past, or even the league didn't draw fans. Clark had their support. And the enthusiasm fell apart like a deflated ball when she left. This is in contrast to the high point. More than 1.2 million people watched one of Clark's games. The WNBA hardly ever sees numbers like that. And it appeared to be a huge victory for all parties. However, the next best game only attracted half as many people as Clark was able to on her own. That disparity is telling. It's more than simply a fun statistic. Bright red letters flash on the warning sign. The ceiling abruptly turned into the floor in her absence. And let me to state it this way. Like their Wi-Fi cutting out in the middle of a film, fans walked on. 1 second is locked in, and then it's gone. Simply disappear right away without lingering or waiting to see whether the narrative gets better. That gives the league a wobbly appearance and is the complete reverse of loyalty. Even events that ought to be impervious to this type of collapse were affected. With a 40% drop in ratings, the All-Star Showcase, which is meant to showcase the greatest of the best, also suffered a severe setback. That figure alone demonstrates that Indiana is about more than just one team. When Clark isn't the face, the league as a whole struggles to maintain interest. An event with several league stars might be expected to compensate, but instead it served as another reminder of how strong the WNBA's appeal is. Clark was lost by the league, but there is a more serious problem at hand. Right now, the growth model is vulnerable since it depends too much on a single individual rather than creating long-lasting interest across teams and plot lines. When she was playing, the cracks were hidden, but as soon as she walked away, they were exposed for everyone to see. This leads us to the wider picture. Because if fans can leave the WNBA so soon, perhaps we should start examining what other aspects of the organization, from leadership to officiating to marketing, are turning away viewers before they ever make a commitment. The loss of Caitlin Clark isn't the only factor contributing to the WNBA's decline in attendance and viewership. It demonstrates poor leadership and a product that is dependent on a single player to lead the drive. Despite the fact that fans were waiting for Clark, the league failed to plan for her absence. The WNBA must maintain star health, enhance officiating, and draw attention to several names if it hopes to grow. If not, viewers will continue to leave. The story doesn't end with this record-breaking low. It might be the beginning of something much larger.